Wembley Stadium in London, England will host the finals of Euro 2020 between Italy and, yes, the home side, England. It's been a long time, and after 55 years, the Three Lions will finally have a chance to lift a major title in front of their home crowd. And is it coming home? Well, I mean, the Italians certainly hope not. I mean, this is their second Euro final in the last three tournaments. They have the experience, but the memories aren't that great. They haven't won the competition since 1968, and the last time they made the final, they were smashed by Spain, one of the best international sides of all time. They beat them 4-0. So there's lots to talk about, lots to get into, but before we get into the breakdown, please like and subscribe to this video. It helps the channel a ton. This is the end of the road for the Euro 2020 content, obviously with the final going on this Sunday, but the content continues on Mayo Media Network. You have golf, you have MMA, you have basketball, you have baseball, and obviously the NFL, which is coming up very, very soon. So make sure you subscribe, and if you want to be up to date on every single piece of content that comes out of the Mayo Media Network, please hit the notification bell and you'll be notified whenever a new video is uploaded to the channel. Now let's get into the game, starting with the home side, England. It's been a fantastic tournament for the English side. 10 goals scored and only one conceded, which came against Denmark, which was a free kick by Mikkel Damsgaard, which it took an absolute worldie of a goal to break that stout English defense. And to be honest, I know a lot of people have their different opinions on this, but I think Jordan Pickford probably could have saved that shot. It wasn't in the corner. Yes, you know, it came in curving and had some bend to it, but I think if his positioning was just a bit better, he probably would have got a hand on it. I'm no goalkeeper, I'm no professional player. I'm just telling you what I saw. Maybe another keeper can come out and tell us otherwise. But from what I saw, I think he could have stopped that. Nonetheless, I mean, the record of 10 goals and one conceded is one that is the best in the tournament. And they're going to be taking on Italy, who is very similar. They can score and they don't concede very many. But I think a big X factor in this match is going to be playing at Wembley. England at home at the National Stadium, 15 wins in their last 17 matches. Their last loss was to Denmark back in October in the Nations League, which really doesn't matter anymore since they've put on this incredible run. They beat Denmark in the semifinal to reach this moment. 46 goals in that time, conceding just 5 in those 17 matches. The defense is set, the midfield is set, and the forwards are scoring goals, specifically Harry Kane. The 10 goals he has for England in major tournaments tied Gary Lineker's record. And you have to think, if England are going to come out of this matchup with something, which would be the trophy at the end of the game, Harry Kane is going to have to be involved, and he probably will be involved. So look out for him once again to leave his mark on this matchup. Star of the match in the quarterfinals, star of the match in the semifinals. Can he make it 3 in a row? England fans would certainly hope so. But let's take a look at the lineup, starting with the goalkeeper. Jordan Pickford, staple. He's going to stay there. He's been a really good keeper, and he's been known throughout his career to make mistakes, but he hasn't made many in this game. Yes, I mentioned the free kick, but I mean, that's really pulling at straws. He's been a great keeper and a fantastic one in this tournament. The back line, the Manchester back line, you have 2 United players, 2 City players. Kyle Walker, Harry Maguire, John Stones, and Luke Shaw have really gelled well together. There's question marks, obviously, over the fitness of Maguire, but those have been answered. He's completely fine. I want to touch on, though, Kyle Walker, probably the best right back, if not one of the best right backs at this tournament. Yes, Leonardo Spinazzola for Italy, very good as well. I think those guys might be neck and neck, but defensively, Kyle Walker, he's just been so good. And I mean, he's going to have to go up against Insigne and maybe Emerson against Italy, and that's a big task for him, but I don't think there's been one player that's really gotten the better of him, and he's a core play in that England side, and they'll need him if they really want to keep Italy out of this game. And in the midfield, you have Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice, 2 players who have been very good throughout this tournament. Calvin Phillips really just coming into the team and holding his own. Declan Rice as well, doing a great job of protecting that back line. I think the defense and those 2 midfielders should be a part of this game. I don't see Gareth Southgate tinkering too much with those players. Up front, Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane, Bukayo Saka. I can't imagine Sterling coming out. I can't imagine Harry Kane coming out. Those 2 players have been 2 of the best for England, and they're scoring goals, and they're connecting well as well. I mean, Sterling did win that penalty. Yes, controversial penalty, but he did win that penalty in the semifinal against Denmark, which Harry Kane put away after a great save by Kasper Schmeichel, put the rebound away to win the game. The only player I see maybe coming out of that 11 is Bukayo Saka, because Jack Grealish has been that much better. Not that Saka has been bad, but I think if Gareth Southgate is going to tinker with the lineup, it'll probably be Saka. Maybe Grealish will come in for him, or Phil Foden. But, I mean, as of right now, if you take that 11 that played against Denmark and put them into the final, they should really stand a chance and probably be the favorites heading into this matchup as well. As for Italy, they've been just as impressive as England. 33 matches unbeaten up until this point, which is a phenomenal feat. And you have to think, Roberto Mancini comes into the side as their new manager and changes the Italian style from that defend-first style that basically won them World Cups and European Championships and made them so successful, a successful footballing nation based on that style. He's changed it, kept that defensive stability, and made them more of an offensive team. Very attack-minded, high press, and free-flowing. They keep the ball, lots of possession, something that we haven't seen from the Italians in years, but it's working. At Euro 2020, in this tournament so far, they've scored 12 goals and just conceded 3. In the group stage, they went perfect. 3 straight clean sheets. But in knockout stages, they have been allowing goals. Not many, pretty much a goal a game. But one of those goals came against Spain in a match where I think Spain were actually the better side. They dominated the majority of possession. More chances created, but that doesn't really matter in knockout football. You just need to win the game, and that's exactly what Italy did. It took them penalties to do it, but they did it nonetheless. And they showed actually in that Spain game that they can play multiple formations and different styles. Yes, they like to have the ball, but they're going up against Spain, a team that is very much so possession-based. So they gave away some of that possession and reverted to a defensive shape. At one point, they were playing a 4-1-4-1 with Jorginho in front of the defenders and right in between the midfielders, and they sat back and tried to hit Spain on the counter. So that's something we really haven't seen from Italy in this tournament so far. So going up against England, we can see that possession-based style, but if they go up or if they want to play a more counter-attacking style, they can do that as well. That's why they're so dangerous in so many different ways. And that lineup that Mancini's going to put out is probably similar to what we've seen throughout this tournament. I mean, starting in goalie, you have to go with Donnarumma. With Pickford, probably one of the best keepers in the tournament. I mean, the back line is a bit weak without Spinazzola. He was probably their best player up until this point, but that's been filled in now by Emerson, who I thought did a pretty good job against Spain. He's not Spinazzola. He's not going to beat players one-on-one. He's not as confident on both feet, but he still gets the job done and can do similar things to what Spinazzola does on that left side. He's still very much attack-minded, and he'll play alongside Insigne. Those 1-2s can really work to get them into the box. Beside Emerson, you have Bonucci, Chiellini, Di Lorenzo. In the midfield, like I mentioned, one of the best midfields at the tournament so far. You have Jorginho, who sits deep. Barella and Verratti, the 2 players who like to get forward, and Verratti's so good on the ball. He's going to be really leaned upon to get that ball into the front 3, as he's done throughout this tournament so far. And speaking of the front 3, we should see Lorenzo Insigne on the left, Immobile in the middle, and Chiesa, maybe even Berardi on the right side. I don't think that's going to be changed, but if they do, maybe Mancini decides to drop Immobile, put Berardi in there, and play more of a counter-attacking game, as we saw when they went to the 4-1-4-1 against Spain. England do like to have the ball and a lot of possession, as do Italy, but we've seen against Spain that Italy have no issues giving up the ball and playing a different style. So that's something we're going to have to wait for when lineups come out, but I do think there's a chance we might see a slight change in formation from the Italians. So how's this game going to play out? You have 2 very evenly matched teams in England and Italy. Both teams have very good defenses, rarely concede. Both attacks have quality and can score goals. Both keepers playing at the top level. For me, it's very difficult to split these 2 teams, so I'm staying away from the winner's market completely, and I'm going with the draw. This is going to be a tight, cagey, defensive affair, especially being at Wembley, where there's a lot of pressure on England. The golden generation, the home team, the team that's supposed to bring it home for the first time in a very long time. So lots of pressure on England, obvious pressure on Italy just being in the final alone. So I think it's going to be cagey. Both teams aren't going to want to make a mistake. I'm going to go with the draw at plus 205. I don't have a winner for you, but if you do want to bet on a winner, I would suggest staying away from the money line and betting on the team to win the trophy or the team to advance or the team to qualify, whatever the name of the bet is on your book. Because that way, no matter what happens in regulation, extra time, or penalties, you win your bet. If you bet just the money line, it's only the first 90 minutes that count. After that, you lose your bet. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. And if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and obviously subscribe for more videos like this one. No more Euros, but tons of content coming your way from Mayo Media Network. Also, comment below with your prediction. Give us a scoreline and who you think will lift the trophy on Sunday. And for me, if you want more bets, head over to ftnbets.com. If you're not a subscriber, then you can sign up now. Enter in promo code Albert for 10% off. Thanks for the support throughout the Euros, and thanks again for watching. Enjoy the game on Sunday.